All right, this article from Bounding into Comics. New Burning Shores DLC for Horizon Forbidden West confirms Aloy is attracted to women. As has become almost laughably predictable with Sony games in recent years, a new DLC story for Horizon Forbidden West has confirmed that series protagonist Aloy is sexually attracted to the fairer sex. Now, to be fair, in Horizon Zero Dawn, and I always said this, I made quite a few relatively successful videos last year with Horizon Forbidden West. One was Fat Aloy, the other one was Ugly Aloy, and the last one was supposed to be Boring Aloy, because when I finished the game, I was just like, man, I'm done with this series. Aloy is uglier now, even though she looked better than that original gameplay reveal for Forbidden West. But she's uglier, she's more boring. So like I said, in Zero Dawn, like her personality is just drained in Forbidden West, because in Zero Dawn, she had 3 boyfriends, 1 girlfriend. She had the Prince, Varl, and I think it's Eren, like the guy who looks like a mechanic. Those are the 3 guys that were interested in her, and she was receptive to, clearly. And then there was 1 girl, Petra, who it was clear, anybody interested in her being gay or bisexual could ship Petra and her. And, I would have shipped all of them. I think that she would have worked well with all of them. Maybe the Prince least of all, because she doesn't seem like the kind of person who would be into a prince or with a prince, a princess. That would be going a little too far for her character. But anyway, I'm done with the series, so I kind of heard that Burning Shores was coming out, but I wasn't interested in buying it, so I didn't think about it. I didn't watch Joel Raptor talk about it or anything like that. So I actually just found out that it's only on PS5, which is like, okay, whatever. I'm seriously done with the series. And RIP to Lance Reddick, he was one of the best things about both games, and he obviously was going to come back for the 3rd one, but I don't know what they're going to do with that now. And to me, I'm not interested. I really am done with the series. I probably could have turned my channel into a Horizon channel, at least for a while, but I really didn't have much more to say about it. Besides the SJW stuff, the ugly characters, the fact that they gave Varl to this boring, tight-ass black chick who, I don't know if anybody cares about spoilers for Forbidden West, but spoilers for Forbidden West. So they kill Varl, and they do that thing like Last of Us 2 did, where Varl was just a sperm donor. He gets this chick pregnant, gets killed, and so at the end of the game, we just know that Varl died before his son was born, or his child was born. It's probably going to be a girl. And so it'll be another obnoxious character in the 3rd game. I'm truly not interested. But yeah, so besides just the SJW stuff, it's the developers keep nerfing the game. They nerfed the shield armor, the shimmering armor, wherever it was from the 1st game. And then in Forbidden West, they constantly, besides nerfing her beauty, of course, Aloy's beauty, they kept, any perks, any weapons. Every other day, there'd be a new update, and you have Joel Raptor saying, they've nerfed the static effects of the latest perks, and it was like, oh, Jesus Christ. I was like, that's it, I'm done. I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm really not interested in any more content from them. They've literally destroyed the series, and I know people had problems with Zero Dawn. I didn't care about her being, a girl and fighting dinosaurs. I thought all that stuff was cool. And yes, definitely the society was matriarchal, but I didn't really have a problem with that too, because she was shunned from that society. So it wasn't like it was all girl power all the time. But it just got worse, and it's going to get even worser in the next few years, unless there's this huge backlash against a lot of this stuff, which I don't know. So anyway, this isn't the article though that I want to read. And it's funny, I've only seen this article, part of it, which talked about, her gayness or bisexuality, and then 2 women on YouTube, Melanie Mack and was that Vara, talk about it, and both complain about it. The fact that Aloy is attracted to women. Well, for me personally, at least, I think it was kind of set up in Zero Dawn, but we're at a point now where there's too much LGBTQ stuff in popular entertainment. But the article I want to read isn't this article. All right, so it's a Kotaku article. Here it is. Homophobes are review bombing Horizon Forbidden West's DLC. Not everyone is happy about the same gender romance in Burning Shores by Sissy Jiang. Now, Sissy Jangers were the people I was thinking of when I was like, fuck them kids. In my previous video, when I was talking about reading that article about how important gamers are to gaming society and how they can change the world with their expert criticism and their wisdom and all this bullshit. And I was like, fuck them. And Sissy Jangers were the people I was thinking about. If you thought that gamers could be normal about two queers sharing a passionate kiss in 2023, then you would be very wrong. Now, instantly this is framed like bullshit. The problem isn't the fact that they're gay people or two queers kissing. The fact is who the two queers are. So Aloy, they've turned gay. Now, again, I've said this already. It's kind of, you can kind of get a sense from the first game that she's open to Petra. Like, she's probably bi. Got 3 dudes on her that she's receptive to, and 1 girl who she seems to be very receptive to as well. Okay, so anyway, you'd be very wrong. Horizon Forbidden West's new story DLC, Burning Shores, contains a scene in which Aloy can choose to kiss a woman named Seika, and it seems some PlayStation fans were not happy. Indeed, some players were so offended at being given this choice that they mass review bombed the DLC on Metacritic. While the Metascore, which is based on critics' reviews, currently sits at 82, the user score is at just 3.2. Burning Shores is a DLC that, for technical reasons, is only available on PlayStation 5s. It brings significant quality of life improvements such as easier looting, though it's apparently details like the better-looking clouds that rendered it a PS5 exclusive, not the better-looking women. The update also provides players with the opportunity to have Aloy pursue a romantic relationship with someone nice, which has been a fan request for years, and I'm happy for her. Oh, shut up. Seika seems like a nice lady. That's all you have to say. This is what I hate about this junk. They do the most basic bitch bullshit when they do these queer relationships. They're just boring and uninteresting. They made them both unattractive so that you, even as a straight man, you can't get off on that, right? And then they have the nerve to want you not to complain about it. Seika seems like a nice lady. That's all she has to say. And Aloy deserves to open up to someone after running around and saving the world for 2 consecutive games. The main people who are mad at right now are the homophobes, who seemingly can't stand the thought of any gay content in the Horizon series at all, even if whether or not Aloy acts on her feelings is fully optional. People are just tired of the open representation. They're tired of Sony in every fucking game now sticking this shit in it. You know, we're tired of the sexuality swaps in comics. We're tired of seeing it everywhere you go. You'd think that there were more gay people in the world than there actually is. And you think that your main audience are these gay people, when it's really just a bunch of straight people on Twitter, you know, harassing everybody about it. The bar is on the floor, y'all. Oh, shut up. But it doesn't stop bigots from running face first into it. Recent players complained to Metacritic that homosexuals were putting forward a dirty agenda that sabotaged what could have been a beautiful story. Now, I'm not one of those people who look at the gay stuff as, oh, you're corrupting our youth. I think a lot of youth it's fashionable to pretend that you're gay or non-binary or something, so they do that. But I don't think that it's actually, you know, like, I'm not Christian or anything, so I don't care about that aspect of it. I'm just tired of seeing it. Like, you can't have straight relationships now because, number one, if you have an attractive woman in that relationship, you don't want to appeal to the male gaze. It's ridiculous. So we got to see this shit over and over again. Like the chick, they didn't even bother to make the chick look good, to stake a chick. She's an Asian chick. They could have got a hot Asian like Ada, you know, to play her. But no, they just want to look like a dude so that no guy can get anything out of the kiss. You know, I don't know. But anyway, nearly all the reviews with a 0 score complained that they shouldn't be forced to see gay women exist in the world of Horizon. Now, I didn't read all of the reviews in Metacritic. A lot of those might have been scrubbed since, because I know there's another article about how Metacritic was like, we're going to do better with our review system in the future. They constantly do that. It's always when it's about this gay shit. Last of Us Part 2 had the same thing. They were like, always being review bombed. We're going to do our best to clean that up. And then people come in and love bomb the game and nobody cares. One player called the game woke propaganda for allowing Aloy to fall in love with someone she just met. As if that isn't how human romantic attraction so often works. Now she's talking about how romantic attraction so often works, but she's constantly pushing this LGBTQ crap on everybody. It doesn't happen that often. They keep pushing it anyway. Like there's normal, everyday, straight people having human attractions that they don't want to show anymore. So we all constantly getting this overrepresentation. I'm not, when I say normal, I just mean it's just majority of it is just, straight people having sex. You have gay people, which I don't honestly have any problems with. A lot of gays. My brother can tell you all the films I watch, It's like Fucking them all or Naissance des Plus. There's all kinds of, like, Blue is the Warmest Color, Brokeback Mountain. Yeah, usually it's with the women, because I want to see two dudes rolling around with each other. But yeah, I could watch it, have no problem. I just get tired of, number one, they keep sticking at everything like they need to teach the audience a lesson for some reason, and then number two, the actual sexuality swaps, where they take characters who weren't gay and then turn them gay. It's a little bit different in this case of Aloy, but of course they just decide, of the three dudes that she was interested in, the one chick that she was interested in Zero Dawn, they go in that direction now, because you can't have straight relationships anymore. Unless it's set in the 70s. I've noticed this with a lot of like TV shows and stuff are being set in the 70s now. If they want to have white people, they have to set the story in this, or make it about like a biopic about some tech douche or something. Anyway, let's see. Guerrilla Games retconned the main character for LGBTQ nonsense, bemoaned another so-called fan who seems to have completely missed that there were sparks between Aloy and Petra in Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, I mean, if you're not looking for it, you won't notice it. Aloy never showed signs of being a lesbian, complained one player who seems to have played a completely different game. It's one of those things that if you want to ship, if you're in Tumblr and you want to ship two gay women, then you'll do it. I mean, to be fair, you don't have to really be looking. It's one of those things where they're so desperate for it, a lot of gay people, because they don't see it that much in real life. Your boy Zach did a great video on this where he was talking about like queer headcanons and the fact that he was like positing that the reason why this seems to be happening is that there really isn't that many gay people in the world. And so you get lonely. And so you read the comic books, or you look at these comic book characters and you decide, I'm going to make them gay. I'm going to tell myself that these characters are actually queer, even though most of them are not. All right. This is not the first time that a PlayStation first-party franchise was attacked for featuring openly queer characters. This February, homophobes review-bombed The Last of Us on HBO because they were forced to endure the unbearable sight of queer tenderness on television. Again, this is being twisted around to say, now, I'm sure some people just came out and just was like, I don't like this gay shit, I don't want to see them on the screen. But there's a lot of people who simply said, why did you make an entire episode? This is supposed to be The Last of Us, focused on Joel and Ellie. You make an entire episode about these two gay guys. And you completely change it from what really happened in the game. In the game, Bill and Frank ran off. He got sick of Bill's bullshit, ran off and ended up killing himself after he got bit. But he was sick and tired of Bill. There was no this love story when they lapping on each other in bed and shit. He literally was like, I'm sick of your fucking shit and you're an asshole. I'm out of here. And that's better. That's grown-ups. That's adult and human interaction. Not this, he feed each other strawberries off their dicks or whatever they were doing in that show. All right, but anyway, hopefully with enough repeated exposure, gamers will come to realize that queer video game characters are here to stay. So this is the thing. This is why they double down or triple down on the bullshit they keep doing. Why Star Wars keeps pushing Rey on us and keep making every female character the lead of a movie or a television show now. They keep doing it because they think that they're just basically going to beat people into submission and they're just going to become numb to it. It's like, Winston being tortured in 1984, where it's like they're just going to keep hammering you until you just accept it. You got to believe it. And so that's what they want to do. Like, this isn't changing culture. This is literally just trying to silence people by saying with a repeated exposure that people are going to use. No, we're not going to get used to it. We're going to get tired of it. It's going to be a breaking point where people are really going to lash out on these assholes. And I don't mean like violently. It's just going to be like everybody, people on the left. You see it now. There's people on the left. I'm on the left. But there are people on the left, the young Turks, who are sick and tired of this. But anyway, because culture is moving on, either with or without them. Well, journalism is going to be moving on without y'all soon. I don't know how much longer Kotaku has. They'll probably be around for a little bit longer, but they don't add value to people's lives. They don't. I mean, they have a bunch of people in the comments here. There's like 150 comments, and it's all virtue signalers. And I don't know what the problem is, because nobody wants to think about this stuff. It's just a knee-jerk reaction. Soon as somebody says, I'm tired of this, I don't want to see this. And sure, there are people who like come from the the Christian thing where it's like, this is degenerate and I don't like it. That's not my issue. There are people, they can be conservative, they can be on the left, who do not have a problem with trans people or gay people. It's the way this shit is being shoved down everybody's throat, as if we need to be taught some kind of lesson, as if it's not enough to tolerate these people, that we have to bow down and worship them, and that everything has to be about them. You got the stupid pride nights. You see what Bud Light did. You got 80% men drinking their fucking beer, and you know the type of people who normally drink Bud Light, and they're pushing a fake trans person on them as if they're going to change beer culture. Clownfish TV just did a video where they were talking about how senior editor at Kotaku tweeted out how they weren't getting some kind of, preview copy of something of the new Zelda game. He was saying that Nintendo was unprofessional for blacklisting them, basically, and was like, we have 2 million readers who care about our perspective and would like to get information on the game. They can go to somewhere else. They can go to a site that doesn't actually hate gamers and constantly attacking them and constantly trying to change the culture. And it's funny, I recorded most of the audio like last night, and today I was gonna, try to like clean it up a bit, add a little bit more, because I ended the Bud Light beer culture thing. I was like, I need to add something else to that before I put this video out. And so it was funny though, I forgot just how much Kotaku has done. Like Troy Levitt, one of the lead designers on Hogwarts Legacy, one of the things they did to hurt the game a couple of years back was to put out those hit pieces against him and lie about the fact that he was this like hateful, bigoted misogynist or something, simply because he was anti-SJW and he criticized Anita Sarkeesian. But of course, it's framed in this way that it's just a horrible thing to disagree with Anita Sarkeesian, and how they keep acting like SJWs are really good and important. SJW is a slur, essentially, in the sense that it's like, I said this before, it's like armchair quarterback or something. You're not actually a social justice warrior. You're a complainer. You're somebody who's looking for power. You're not actually looking to actually help society. You just want to attack your enemies, and you use racism and sexism and all that to attack your enemies. A lot of these people don't even care about video games, but they're constantly complaining about what gamers don't like and complaining about, sexy women and all this stuff that gamers don't care about. And they have the nerve to be mad now that finally companies are waking up and blacklisting them. Now, I think over the years, Bethesda, Ubisoft, and a couple other companies have blacklisted them. And as Clownfish TV pointed out, Nintendo has a good excuse for banning and blacklisting them. These fucking assholes put out an article talking about how you could just get an emulator to play the game illegally. What's it, Metroid Dread, I think it is. I can't remember the game. I don't have a Nintendo system at all. I'd like to get one at some point, but yeah, I do remember they put that article out almost like day one or day two, saying, you don't have to pay for this game. Emulators are great. You could just play it here. Like, why would you do that? So you're supposedly an anti-capitalist, communist website, and yet you expect to get free shit from a company you're constantly attacking. It's hilarious. So yeah, Clownfish seems to think that Kotaku is really on their way out sooner even than I think, and hopefully they're right, because they really do have, they don't add any value to gamers' lives. They don't even add value to the lives of the people they supposedly speak up for. I don't see any trans people or gay people getting anything out of them. Like, for me, if I were, trans, and I saw how they botched the Hogwarts Legacy thing, and they created this environment online where most people didn't care. They're just going to buy the game. But the people who bought into this shit of, you're hurting trans people if you play a video game, you make me, as a trans person, if I were trans, seem completely unreasonable. That I can't separate someone just enjoying a game to me and what my issues are in life. That you literally can go and harass and hound people, popular people, online. You can go after them and, threaten violence against them simply because they want to play a Hogwarts Legacy game or a Harry Potter game. And me, if I were trans, I'd sit there watching this going, you're making me look like a moron, and you're like putting a target on me for more harassment, because as unreasonable as I appear, thanks to these stupid activists, I'm going to seem like a legitimate threat. And I'm just trying to live my life and get through the day. They don't add value to gamers. They don't add value to the social causes that they supposedly care about. And they don't add value even to publishers, developers. Imagine if Warner Brothers, and I think Avalanche Software is the name of the development company that did Hogwarts Legacy. Imagine if they listened to these assholes and decided to abandon the project because, your trans friends will think some kind of way about you if you play the game and you're committing harm, and it's complete nonsense. But imagine if they listened to them, how much money they would have just shit down the toilet listening to people like this who don't care about business. I mean, this is a fucking game site that actually told their readers, however many there are, how they could download illegally, how they could illegally play a new game that just came out. And they have the nerve to talk about it's not professional to blacklist us. Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.